Hello, welcome to Access Learning Zone. We're going to continue on with the version control system video series today. So in the last video I showed you how to export the VCS sample database into its component parts. In this episode I'm going to show you how to upload it to GitHub. So I've gone back to the original folder with the code in, and since the last video, it's been maybe a year now, there's been a new version that's come out, so you might want to go and download the latest version and install any updates because it's got some fixes in it there. So next we're going to go to GitHub and we're going to create a new repo. So if you haven't watched my Git series yet, go and check that out. I haven't actually shown you how to create a repo from the GUI, so this is a new information. So I'm doing it again on the 599 CD org, creating a new repository to match the name of the database, but you can call it whatever you want. And I'm going to add a README, and you could put a license there if you wanted as well, so MIT. Whatever. Create repository. So as we did in the other series, take a copy of the URL, and then we're going to open the git bash here and do a git clone. Now cd into the VCS test. If I could spell, it'd be dangerous. VCS test. And as we can see, we've just got the README. So if we now open it with code dot, and we can make a start on moving the data across. So you can initialize a repo locally, but I find it easy to create the repo online first, pull it down, and then move the information across that we need. So I'm just going to take this folder and move it into the VCS test. And I also like to sometimes create an images folder here, so we can put any documentation in and add that to the README. So we've got the VCS test, README. As a point of kindness, I always link back to another the joyful service stuff. So if we have a quick look at some of the other repos, what happened on that one? Yeah, I normally put like a picture and a link back, so if I just steal this and then we can update it here. So could link back to the page if it existed on the website, but this one doesn't because it's my test. And then I'm just going to take the folder name and stick it in here. And then there's a nice preview button in VS Code where you can see the README file, how the markdown turns into an actual web page. So we now have all of the exported data and we want to commit this. So I quite like committing it in batches, so you can kind of see the different things. So first I'm going to put the table defs and the tables together. So I'm just going to select the files that I want and commit those as a single entry. Probably be signing it, which I haven't shown you yet, so I'll just have to stick my key in. off screen. Just sign my commits there. And then you can do whatever order you want. So I quite like doing queries next. We'll do some forms. Do the reports. Do the macros. We'll do the theme. All of the options, or properties, and then the logs. And then we'll do a push. And then we'll do the README as a separate one. I'm going to stick that as well. So now if we jump back to the actual repo online, we can see that we've got the source and the README updated. Next thing I like to do is create a release. So if you click on create a release, we can add a tag. So we'll just do 0.1. We'll call it v 0.1, and we could put like initial version. And then if we go and find the actual database, we can drag the file under there and add it to the release. We can also say it's a pre-release if it was kind of just a in test. Click publish release, and as you can see we've got version 0.1, we've got a tag of it, and it'll actually zip up all of the source code and any of this information, and you can get all the data that's been exported. You can see that there's a tag. You can click on the tag, it'll get back to the release version, and you can even go to the tag here and see the actual commits linked to that version. So you're probably thinking, why is this useful? Well, say you've come to work on the database again. So we'll go back to the database and we'll open this up. We've got our simple reports here. We've got our test table. So we'll edit this and we'll add a new description, short text, save that, open it up, we'll add some new data, maybe add a second record, save that. So the query also needs updating, so we'll design that and we'll pull in the description field. Save and run that. The form hasn't got the description in it, so just check the properties here. Let's select, so we'll change it back to the query. Drag on the description field. It doesn't have to be pretty. And we'll do the same for the report. Again, that report's set to a query, and we can pull on the description as well. So I'm not going to line it all up and make it look better, we just want it as an example. So we've updated the database. We now want to create another export of this. So we open up the version control system, you can go on to options again. You can add whichever things you want. Extract the theme files again if you want. We'll put the data and remember to click update here. We don't care about the build, and we'll save and close this, and then we'll export source. And we'll close that. Now it'll have exported into this folder again, so we actually need to move this, so just move it over and replace. Seemed to take a little longer than I thought there. And as you can see, we've got a few changes to the files. So if we take a look at the table, we can see that it's added the description and the data in there. The SQL statement has had an extra description field added. So what we can do now is go through all of this and commit them again. So we'll do what we did last time. Start with tables, queries, forms, reports, macros. Now, interestingly, the macros, there's some line space changes, so you can actually ignore them if you don't want to use them. But I'll just do it for the sake of the tutorial. We've got the theme now. So as you can see, the theme's been exported as individual files now and not the bulk of the last one. So it just depends if you actually use themes. Some people do, some people don't. We'll do the properties again. And then the log. And then we can sync this. Now, you might version control your database by putting a different version in the title, or you might have a table with the version number in it. However you want to do that is fine. So if we go back to main now and refresh, we'll see that there's 18 commits now with all of the extra ones. And if we were to have a look at tables, you can see the changes and a bit of formatting on the actual exported stuff. So stuff can change from version to version with the actual tool. So next thing we'll want to create a new release. We'll create a new tag. 0.2 this time. 0.2. Added a new description field. Still a pre-release. And then we can drag the, well, close the database first, just to make sure, and then drag this over into binaries and publish this release. Now we've got a second pre-release, so you can see both of the releases. You've got a backup of both of the databases. See the total size has changed, and we've got the source code from there. If you want to see the tag, you can see the commits between the different tags. So you've got 10 and 18, and then you've got a good way of keeping a backup of all of your changes. A release of the actual database itself, and a way to revert if necessary.